Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live from Championship Soccer Stadium for our first live podcast of the season. For those of you that may be watching on the live stream, we're having some video issues, so enjoy our wonderful logo as we talk to you. But we do have some interesting stuff to talk about here and some fun stuff to talk about. This is the Orange and Black SoccerCast.
Towards the near post, the flick, and it's in. Don't respond for Orange County, and it is a massive one. Off the goal, dominant in the last 7.
Forrester in the middle now, gets around a few defenders. Forrester with the outside of right foot. What a strike by Harry Forrester. It's the opening goal for Orange County. He's looking for heads it down, back post, opportunity and a goal. A beautiful goal by Orange County.
This is the Orange and Black SoccerCast, the first and only pod to Orange County, its fans and supporters. Follow us on Twitter at OCSC_SoccerCast or on Facebook at Orange and Black SoccerCast.
How's it going, Orange County? Welcome to a special live episode of the Orange and Black SoccerCast, presented by Ruffneck, Scarves, and Icarus FC. We are the first and only podcast dedicated to Orange County Soccer Club, its fans, and supporters. I'm your host, Ray Zamora, and I am with you each and every episode as we discuss all things Orange County Soccer Club. Joining me as he does each and every episode, but he's getting beer right now, so we're waiting for him. So I'm going to introduce the other guy here. We got Alan from San Diego, but he's up here in Orange County.
What is up? Came over straight over from work. I'm excited for USL opening weekend, and what a game to kick it off tonight against El Paso Locomotive. I'm stoked to see these teams take it on each other.
Definitely stoked for that. And we got Dylan here finally. He got his beer.
I did. I got my beer, and I spilled some of it on my hand. But
while you were rushing back to come,
it's okay. They're only $1, so I'm gonna have some more.
While you were rushing back to come talk to us, we were having some technical difficulties here today, so hopefully the stream is working. If not, we are recording this. We will put it live on the interwebs when we get a chance. Really quick, let's talk about this. We're hoping to get some guests on here, but we don't know if we're going to get them because of these technical issues. But I'm going to go to you really quick, Alan. What are you expecting to see out here in the first match of the season for Orange County and El Paso?
I'm expecting to see a pretty good match. Orange County has been consistently exciting to watch on offense, especially at home. El Paso was a pretty evenly spread team between offense and defense last season. So I'm expecting to see an Orange County offense versus an El Paso defense and see who can come out ahead in this matchup. And I'm excited to see this new version of Orange County on the pitch. We added a couple players, and it feels good.
No, definitely. It does feel good, and we are getting excited watching some of the players that may or may not be playing tonight running around the field, but I know the rest of the players will be back there getting some instructions from their wonderful coach. Dylan, let me go to you really quick, and you're doing double duties here. What are you expecting out of this match?
I have not. Two teams that are basically the same. You can't really make a difference between these two teams, if we're being honest. 5th and 6th in the table last year, both won at home 2-0. Maybe you make the call that Orange County is the better team because El Paso did lose Kaiserslautern to Miami. That's Inter Miami, not the Miami FC. And Sebastian Velasquez as well. So their biggest outlet's not there anymore, and their third biggest outlet from 2019, Omar Salgado, is suspended because he picked up a red card in Utah. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds very familiar.
But I don't think he said sorry. So,
yeah, no, we were surprised. We Dylan, you and I were at the season ticket holder event. We were surprised at the comment. I think that was the comment of the event. Hearing Harry Forrester basically admitting he has some stuff to work out or make up for based off of what happened at the end of last season. We're going to do this really quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hand it over to Alan. I'm going to try and get us connected so we can crash the USL show here in just a few moments.
Yeah. So. Some new additions to check out tonight and see how they can put together their attack. Some amends from last year. I know the team finished really strong, think it was like 8 out of 10 were wins. So I know that they're hoping to build that, start of the season as successfully as they ended it last year. And I know that the supporters are going to be looking for that as well. So it's a beautiful night out here, slightly cloudy, a little bit chilly, but maybe our new friends from Scotland, this will feel a little bit more like a home match for them. So nice, crisp, brisk weather. So hopefully everyone brought their.
So we're crashing the party, so we're going to be a little quiet here while we try and crash this party. Hopefully it goes through.
Crashing a party.
Go get a beat.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and look,
Speaking
they're
of.
signing in now, so we gotta make sure we're on our game.
Yeah, I got it.
We got Orange and Black on the line. They just signed in. We're interrupting their stream with our stream, basically. This
Good.
is one or all of Ray Samora, Dylan's there, Alan Underwood.
Yo.
Kind of double tipping tonight.
We are all here. How are you all doing, gentlemen?
We're all gonna. This is gonna be a hell of a way to talk.
Crazy.
8 people talking over each other.
Yep, it's Evan, Phil, Pony, and David Carl's here as well, boys. But let's talk about your team. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? Happy opening night.
I mean, I think we're excited.
That's good. That's usually a good feeling to have.
Yeah, right. The first game of the season. But I
Yeah.
think we both just sat in the last 2 minutes and said we're excited. But these two teams are basically the same in 2019, and that maybe the odds are tipped in the favor of Orange County without Kieswetter and Velazquez, and with the suspension of Omar Salgado for El Paso. But I don't know. I'm nervous. I live in abject terror for the 35 weeks that this season runs.
Sure.
That's just how I have to do this, basically.
So
Alan?
you guys in our bar and you're streaming yourselves. First of all, thanks for joining us in the middle of your stream. How's it going though? What have you guys been talking about?
Well, we took a long time to get going. We didn't have power for a little bit, and we are outside,
Nice.
so we were setting everything up, and Ray's been running around, stressing out, swearing at his computer, and we probably talked for 2 minutes before you guys hopped on.
So what
Or
do you
before we
wanna
hopped
talk
on
about
yours,
tonight?
actually. That's
Yeah,
how this is going.
Before
are
we crash the
crashing.
party.
Yeah. And Ray's now walking off to go somewhere.
Great.
Yeah, so as far as tonight, I know Orange County was a pretty good home team last year, and I think they're going to use that to their advantage again this season. And this is a good place for them to play. They play on the front foot. They play very aggressively offensive, and I think with the key pieces they added, they lost Seaton, but they added a couple of key pieces, and I think we see some of those guys put on some fireworks before the match, and there's fireworks after the match. So there's going to be fireworks.
That was bad. That
Thanks.
was really bad.
Thanks. I'm working on that all day.
Wasn't great.
I'm
but-
so sad.
but
Oh,
it
man.
was a very like commentator cliche. So you're a step closer to being like a
perfect.
professional.
Yeah.
And we're going to have Mike Watts on our show in a few minutes, so we're going to have
Whoa, that
Alan
was weird,
trying
'cause
to
we just had him on ours.
usurp
That's
in
wild.
into...
Stop stealing our ideas, Christ.
Yeah,
we
maybe we
we
should.
came second, I believe, actually, on that one.
Oh, did we? Oh,
Maybe
No,
no.
I
we're going to
was
miss Mike
5 minutes
Watts. Who
ago.
knows?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
He was here first, so if we win.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
I think
that's right.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
miss
yeah.
him. I think we lost the opportunity because we were having our technical difficulties, and we don't want to delay him from his work with ESPN and
His
covering this
real
match.
job.
So
Speaking
Yeah,
of
yeah.
speaking
Well,
of real professionals,
Let Ray know that we had some major audio problems in the first 5-10 minutes
Yeah.
with Mike Watts. So don't feel bad. This is just how it goes sometimes. You get past it.
oh Phil, don't I know that already, right?
Yeah, does anyone have a bag of chips we could borrow so Alan can make as much noise as possible?
yeah, I
Yeah. Alan, listen, I know you have like a pad at home. Keep tempo. Just really, really wrap that a couple times right into the mic.
I forgot to put Alan's audio in our last episode. And
Yeah, 'cause
anytime
you're a
he was
terrible friend.
speaking- I'm terrible. Anytime he was speaking, it was just mouth noise and
So-
people drinking
Oh, no.
water.
sometimes
So
I
bad.
sometimes I want to mute him. So don't worry about that.
Great.
Ouch. There's infighting on our podcast.
right?
We've been on for 10 minutes. What's happening?
Tony, I'm going to put you on the spot, man. You got to talk about Orange County. Ask these guys a question about how good they're going to be this year.
Oh, wow.
I'm the one asking question when I think I'm the highest on out of absolutely everyone this season, but I guess my
Do you want us to have
one-
David ask them a question about how they're
No,
gonna
I
be
could
okay
I could
this
at least
year?
do one to see how optimistic they are, because
Okay.
how many goals combined do Enevolton and Okoli account for?
That's a good one.
How many goals will Ugo and Enevolton account for?
Yep.
I'm going to look back. This is Ray. I'm going to look back to the season where we had Enevolton and Michael Seaton paired up. They both scored goals. I mean, Enevolton in that season was a Golden Boot race winner, an MVP candidate. And Aiden Quinn had an amazing season out there as well. So I think with Enevolton being back, don't overlook what Aiden Quinn's going to be able to do out there on the pitch. But if we have to give a number, what can we say? Maybe 20. I'll say 24 goals between the two of them.
For Okoli by himself, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So it's either that or 8. Is
Imagine.
that
I,
they're going to do 24 or 8?
I am under the impression, to all of you, that like Sean Okoli knows that people are talking about him in like this weird way where it's like, oh yeah, he was good, but like probably didn't deserve MVP if you're Phil. I think he knows that people are talking about him, and I think guys like that have a point to prove. And there's another one over in Louisville that's in a similar situation, are kind of dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed him a couple days ago, and I asked him what his goals were, and I mentioned, hey, you're replacing Michael Seaton, and people here loved Michael Seaton, and he scored a lot of goals, and people have really high expectations for you, and he just said, no disrespect to anyone, but I don't care. You know, I've got some goals, and maybe later on in the year I'll share them, but my goal is to do my role as well as possible. So it was a really awkward interview because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a good soundbite out of this, and he was like, nah, man, like screw you, I'm gonna score some goals, and that's all you're getting. I was like, oh, okay.
That's the right mentality to have, though. But I mean, that's my question. I'm just really curious what he produces this year, and it's gonna be like the best measuring stick, like old USL versus not old USL, but like USL a few years ago versus USL now. How much has it improved, and I guess to a certain extent, how much has he improved outside of the U.S. as well?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I have high hopes, but no concrete idea. He had some good chances in the preseason, but it's preseason, and we all know, I think, that it's meaningless. Even your team's win, Alan, is meaningless.
That's the thing about that answer, though, is that if he does his job in the OC system with all those guys around him, like probably goals will come, you know?
Yeah, I don't think he needs to be a guy that's going to score 15 or 20 goals this season. Yeah. He doesn't have to be a Solon Asante or an Adam John, like if you're in Phoenix or I guess now Atlanta, but you can score 10 goals, and that's plenty when you've got Enevolton, who can easily score 10 or 15 goals, and Quinn, who can probably score 3 or 4 from open play and add in another 10 from the spot. So, you know, things are looking good.
Yeah, because essentially Michael Seaton scores 13 in all competitions last season. So if you're doing, replacing him with 2 guys that can score 12, 13 themselves, you got to feel good. And then it takes the pressure off of each individual player. I think Michael Seaton last year wore a lot of that on himself, and I think he put a lot of pressure on himself to score all those goals. And so now you got 2 guys who can share that duty. And then if someone's not filling themselves 100%, you have 2-3 guys on your team that can put them in, as opposed to last year where sometimes you might feel like you're on an island out there in the striker role. So I think they went about it the right way and found, you lose Seaton, but you find those guys to fill in for him.
Can we talk a little bit about the partnership with Rangers? I think that's something that's actually being utilized as opposed to Phoenix with Galatasaray. You bring in some players. Yeah. I admittedly don't know much about some of the players that you brought in out of the Scottish League, but the partnership's being used and seems to be probably being used to good effect.
Yeah, we got 3 kids. Well, they're barely younger than I am, but I'm still going to call them kids. We got 3 kids from Rangers. We got Cammy Palmer, Matthew Shields, and Daniel Finlayson. They've gotten on really well in the preseason. They've got some other guys. They got Harry Forster. They've got Rob Kiernan, who are both with Rangers and, are also not Americans. And they've got a couple other European guys in there to get on with. But they've gotten on well so far. Everyone seems to be in really high spirits, which I know is something that's said at the beginning of every season. But they were in a really good mood, and everyone's actually talking with each other this year, which I don't think was the case last year at this time.